The lore of the Sentinels of Light event, Chapter 1, Demacia. Plot twist, Akshan actually just kills Pike and revives half of Bilgewater. Jesus Christ. Okay.
As the rise of the Sentinels event unravels, it reveals three kinds of players in the community. Those who play League as they always had and they naturally unlock everything.
Yeah.
Those who didn't play as much but now they are forced into playing to unlock the story. And those who are mad they have to play League at all. And so today...
And those who just play League and don't notice the story at all. Because they're just playing League and it's like, there's an event. Cool, we get some shards. Cool, we open some skins. Cool. Then they don't know what the event is about. That's me. Though I don't unlock any skins and I don't pay for it.
A new kind of player to the community. You. A player who stopped grinding the event for the story and decided to just watch a video of it instead. Because in this new series, we will be covering all the lore of this event from its canonical perspective. That's right, if you're not aware, even though you have the choice to affect the story in minor ways through recruiting different Sentinels at different times, there is one canonical path, or a true path with a true ending, if you will. And so today, that's what we will start covering. Now, as many of you may know, this event is split into weekly chapters, with each week unlocking 2 new regions. But since the first chapter contains a massive storyline of Demacia as well as the Freljord and Noxus, in this episode we will purely focus on the story that happened in Demacia. So without further ado, get ready because the first chapter was already full of incredible story reveals. The story begins in the Sentinel headquarters, far off the coasts of Valoran. It is never confirmed where this place is, but all the descriptions fit these islands to the west. The story is told from the perspective of Rookie, a missing light sentinel played by the player. And according to Rookie's journal, the story begins 97 days after Rookie joined the Sentinels. And as you'll see, the entire Demacian chapter only takes a couple of days. After a while, a small boat approaches the island, and 2 figures jump out of it. Of course, these 2 are Lucian and Senna. The 2 traveled here in hopes they would find more help in...
Lucian looks so much better here than in-game. It's like so much better.
In the Sentinel headquarters. But
like his armor is sick.
Find Rookie standing there alone. The headquarters themselves were in a really bad shape. Unfortunately, we don't get a lot of info on what happened here, but if you stay in the role of Sentinel of Light, through your dialogue, you can learn that all the other Sentinels died, and Rookie was the only one left standing. Now, after realizing that they sailed halfway across the world only to find you, understandably, they are both angry. And that's one thing that a lot of people don't like about the story. It seems like everyone is mad at Rookie all the time. What people don't realize, however, is that after this introduction, the other crew members keep being mad at you if you keep acting like a clown. Unfortunately, it is very easy to give them jokey answers. But if you roleplay, and you actually try to save the world, you'll see that they appreciate having you around. Anyway, during this introductory chapter, they are livid. After that, you have the option to tell them that you are new to this. And you can learn that you only became a Sentinel a few months ago. Curiously enough, this fits with Rookie's diary, where he marks that he met Lucian and Senna 97 days into becoming a Sentinel. So Rookie has only been a Sentinel for 3 months. After finding out that Rookie is only a fresh Sentinel, they start calling him Rookie. Senna then explains that the reason why they are mad is because right over the horizon, there was the biggest harrowing the world had ever seen, and it was going to end the world. So she asked Rookie to really do his best, because things were about to get real bad. That's when things got real bad. A massive cloud
usually how it happens.
Filled the sky. Lucian and Senna then
things are about to be really bad. Well, things are getting really bad immediately. That's usually how stories go, apparently.
Prepare themselves for the upcoming fight.
No time to prepare.
Asks Rookie if he knows how to fire his gun. Of course, from this dialogue, we learn that Rookie has no idea how to use it. And that's because Sentinel guns usually don't have triggers. You're supposed to shoot them using your mind. But apparently, Rookie doesn't know that. After realizing how useless Rookie is, Lucian gets mad even more. Together with Senna, they then start fighting the Mist. And once again, they turn towards Rookie to do something to help them. A while later, even without Rookie's help, the Sentinels come out victorious. In the following dialogue, you do have the chance to act like a clown, or you may tell them that you know about the ruined king, since you know he's the reason why the Sentinels were formed in the first place. Of course, Rookie would know about him. Either way, this makes Lucian and Senna happy. Rookie at least knows what's going on. The two then explain to Rookie that they have a history with Viego, and Senna briefly remembers the moment he ripped Isolde out of her body. This confirms that this story is happening in the far most present day. This made Lucian concerned, and Senna explains she can't get...
So this is after they met him. But that means that now she's completely gone. Isn't it? I thought the reason they were able to lock him away again was because he was like his goal was to get his wife back, right? So he got his wife back. She decided that she doesn't want to live. Vanished. Right? And then they managed to like lock him again. So was he released after that? And this is the like what's happening now?
Get used to the fact that Isolde's gone. Whenever Senna was in danger, she was with her to comfort her. But this time, when Senna fired her gun, there was no one to calm her nerves. After Rookie asks who she's been talking about, Senna explains that Isolde was the queen of Camavor. But funnily enough, you can also act dumb. Ask if she lost her friend. And this gives you an extra dialogue, where Lucian keeps telling Rookie that Isolde was nobody and that we should forget about it, while Senna gets even more mad, because Isolde was actually really important. Either way, Senna then has a bit of a depressive moment, and so Lucian tells her that she still has him, and Rookie now. But that didn't really help, as Senna went further down her depression. Finally, Lucian makes her snap out of it by telling her that at least she's alive. But Senna tells him back that she only survived because Isolde protected her inside Thresh's lantern.
Oh.
Now, here it is revealed that Lucian isn't really sympathetic when it comes to Isolde.
I'm more surprised that Isolde's soul was inside of Thresh's lantern. Did Thresh know that Isolde's part of her soul was inside of his lantern? Or was it already mixed up with Senna?
He thinks they survived because they fought as a team, and they didn't need a creepy ghost queen around them. But then, right about when Senna was going to explain what Isolde meant to her, in the distance, another wraith approached. But that wraith was fighting other wraiths. And in fact, it turned out to be a girl with massive scissors, which we know as Gwen. After defeating her opponents, Gwen approaches the main group and apologizes for the noises she caused. A bit stunned by what he witnessed, Lucian asked who is she, and Gwen immediately introduced herself as Gwen, a person who likes to sew things. Senna then pointed out that she looked more like she was fighting than sewing. But Gwen
Tomato.
the world was but a fabric, and the black mist was its frayed seams. So she stitched them up. This surprised Lucian. The wraiths of the black mist could only be killed by sentinel weapons. And yet, somehow, Gwen was able to do it even without them. But all Gwen said back was, a needle and a thread to bind the undead. The hallowed seamstress is here to assist, good sentinels. Senna then pointed out that her needles and scissors behave just like the relic weapons. But on top of that, Senna could feel something strange about Gwen. Something odd but familiar. As Lucian and Senna stood there, confused, they asked Rookie about his opinion on the matter. If you tell them you don't like Gwen, Lucian tells you that you're just scared, and that you should get ready to see more than just giant scissors. If you tell them you like Gwen, Senna tells you that she agrees to keep Gwen around. As long as she's snipping wraiths in half, that's all they were looking for.
Yeah, fair enough.
Either way, Gwen joins the team.
Yeah, basically.
To celebrate the new friendship, Gwen told
Doesn't
everyone
matter.
to get ready to kill even more wraiths, who were now approaching from the shores. The thing is, there were too many of them, and Lucian and Senna didn't think they could defeat so many. Fortunately, Gwen was able to call upon her hallowed mist, which hit everyone from the side of the black mist. Inside the hallowed mist, Lucian and Senna couldn't believe what was happening. They were in pure hallowed mist, the only thing the harrowing couldn't touch. Then, after the wraiths moved past them, the Sentinels rushed into the headquarters. Inside, they found out the headquarters were truly...
I need to understand more about Gwen. Like, why does she have all this power? I get it's like, is it all because of the scissors, which would belong to Ysolde? But, bro, Ysolde is just this farmer girl in the middle of, like, lives on the edge of the kingdom with a fucking relic weapon.
In a horrible state. Rookie then told them that they are out of supplies too. And so, the group started to cozy the place up a bit. The next day, they would try to repair the ship and sail out for the mist. Moments later, Rookie found an old stone tablet in the back room, which started flickering with magical glow. Suddenly, a magical projection revealed a new figure. It was a Buru Sentinel, who called the headquarters from his Serpent Isles base. Somehow, Lucian is surprised to see this projection, which means that in his years of being a light sentinel, he has never seen anyone use this kind of magic. The Buru Sentinel then repeated that he's calling from the Serpent Isles base, and he had activated their communication portal. The Sentinel then confirms that the Harrowing has spread everywhere, and they've been following its progress on the World Stone, which is the name of the tablet with the map. The Sentinel then continues about how this Harrowing behaves differently from what they had seen before. The mist moved quickly, with purpose, covering entire continents overnight. The Serpent Isles were safe for now, but it was only a matter of time. Gwen then asked if he knows where the Ruined King is, and he confirmed that tracking him down wouldn't be as simple. Viego can travel through the mist in a blink of an eye, moving across the world at will. The Sentinel then urged the group to immediately start fighting the Black Mist, and with Demacia being the nearest region, it would be the best place to start. This kinda indirectly confirms that the headquarters are on the Western Island.
So basically, Viego is the mist. It's not even like... He has to be. I mean, like, how can you travel so fast in it? He has to be the mist. Yeah. Okay, he's way more overpowered than I thought.
Lucian then pointed out that it would take months to get there by ship, but the Sentinel revealed that their order has many more secrets than what Lucian knows about.
Oh.
After telling Lucian to touch the map, the entire crew got illuminated. It turned out, the map was enchanted, and it would transport the Sentinels between their hidden bases around Runeterra. With this magic, they had to visit every region and cleanse it from Viego's influence.
It's fantastic MacGuffin out of nowhere. That's cool.
And along the way, it would be a good idea to recruit more Sentinels. After finally getting a clear goal and a destination, Senna was eager to start right away. And she even tried to encourage Rookie to prepare himself for the adventure. But Lucian interrupted her, saying that Rookie wouldn't be coming with them. They were saving the world after all, so he would only slow them down. Unfortunately for Lucian though, the Sentinel pointed out one more thing. The teleportation magic could only be activated by a Wayfinder, which was a device that looked like a small gun. This device could transport them from a base to base, but should they get into trouble, it could also recall them back to the headquarters. As a fun fact, while teleportation magic sounds crazy, it kinda makes sense here. The Sentinels and their devices come from the Blessed Isles, and since Rise, who was taught the magic of the Blessed Isles by his master Tyrus, can teleport, why shouldn't the Sentinels do the same? Anyway,
it sounds like just because it sounds like a plot device, doesn't sound like a logical thing. Just because, like, well, teleporting exists, so they might as well have it. Rise teleports himself with his magic. This is like an enchanted map that teleports you from base to base and can also recall you because you had like the gun. Like, come on. It's a MacGuffin. We all know it. It's just not a tech that is new, but it's a MacGuffin.
The team then realized that the Wayfinder was the gun which Rookie held. That's why...
And they couldn't take the gun from him, right?
It wasn't an actual weapon. So of course, the first thing Lucian did was demand Rookie to hand it over.
Yep.
But the Buru Sentinel revealed that that wasn't possible. Just like the majority of the Sentinel weapons. The Wayfinder too was bound to its wielder.
Oh, okay.
And so only Rookie was able to activate the teleport.
A super MacGuffin.
So unfortunately for Lucian, Rookie had to come with them. After that, the group used the Wayfinder, and they all hopped into the hidden Sentinel.
Not gonna lie, Lucian sounds like way more of a dick compared to how he was in Bilgewater and like the Misfortune stuff.
Interestingly enough, the visual novel even describes the Sentinel.
You would think he would be happier now that his wife is out of the lantern. Because, like, he was way more cheerful in that one than he is here.
Landing,
fucking Mr. Doomer over here.
At the end of Viego's cinematic. Anyway, as the group looked around, not only did they see that the Demacian base was in ruins, they also saw the entire city of Demacia was shrouded by the black mist.
Oh,
It
shit.
certainly wasn't the homecoming Lucian was expecting. Here, no matter what Rookie says to Lucian, Lucian snaps back, being angry once again, which is understandable since his home was being destroyed in front of his eyes.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Senna calmed him down a little, and she pointed out that they should try to get some intel first. That's why they all went to the nearest tavern. It was called the Singing Swan. It was famous for being full of sailors and mercenaries, but when they got a closer look, they noticed the place looked empty.
Oh, yeah.
Since the wraiths were swarming the city around them, Senna didn't care, they had to get in. So Rookie tried knocking on the door. A woman's voice answered from inside. After the group explained that they were Sentinels, the woman pulled them all in and barred the door behind them.
Where's Gwen?
This is when we got to meet Vayne.
Hey!
Here, Vayne explained the situation. She lost most of her guards to the monsters. But what was worse, she couldn't kill a single one. They kept coming back. Senna explained that's because of her crossbow. Even if she brought the wraiths down with her silver bolts, mortal weapons couldn't kill them for good. Only Sentinel weapons could do that. Vayne then goes on a bit of a rant about how she's been killing monsters for years. But eventually she understands that these were the servants of the ruined king, and that only weapons made with the relic stones could end them. Lucian even tried to convince her that they had some more Sentinel weapons at their base. He could swear Vayne in and get her one of those. But Vayne answered that she's trying to kill magical creatures, not
become one. Yeah.
Still, Vayne asked if she could team up with them anyway, but Senna added that they were heading to the heart of the danger. Vayne revealed that seemed to be the Mage Seeker compound. That's where the mist was gathering. This is when we learned that the Mage Seeker compound was a place where the Mage Seekers kept all the magical items they confiscated, and that it was likely that Viego was looking for one of the items there. This was all the info the Sentinels needed, and so, on Senna's command, they moved out. Sometime later, they arrive at the Mage Seeker compound.
Where's Gwen, though?
The place was entirely covered by the black mist, but the team rushed in.
Oh, okay, there she is.
And inside, they found Shyvana. Gwen immediately warned everyone that they should be careful. Shyvana was more monstrous than they had realized. Unfortunately for the Sentinels, Shyvana was giving in to the influence of Viego. So she started ranting about how awfully Demacia treated those affected by magic, and that perhaps a ruined Demacia would be an improvement. That's when Gwen pointed out that Shyvana's skin was turning green, and Senna realized that Shyvana was turning into Viego's pawn. Vayne was glad because this would only give her another reason to shoot her between the eyes. But before she could do anything, Shyvana roared and the entire place started to collapse, pinning the Sentinels to the ground with heavy stones.
Vayne really doesn't like Shyvana.
Nobody could move, but Gwen's scissors were free, and so they floated in the air, snipping away at the rubble. Piece by piece the rubble disappeared until the Sentinels were free again. But by the time they got up, Shyvana was gone. The Sentinels, however, didn't care about her, and so they kept going deeper into the Mage Seeker compound. Eventually, they arrived in the Mage Seeker vaults, the place where the mist was searching for something. In fact, in the middle of the massive mist cloud, there was a Mage Seeker chest, secured with a lock. Moments later, Viego himself arrived before it.
Oh, hello.
He quickly greeted the Sentinels, before Gwen instinctively conjured her hallowed mist to hide herself from Viego's sight. Then there was a brief conversation between Viego and the two Sentinels he had the pleasure to meet already. Here, Viego revealed that he came here for what was his. With those words, the locked chest opened, and out of it levitated a handheld mirror. Then it slowly floated into Viego's hand, and Viego briefly mentioned he was getting ready to start rebuilding. That's when Senna snapped at him, asking Viego why did he take her away? Isolde was her guide. Of course, this sent Viego into an emotional spiral. He shouted at Senna that she knew nothing of his queen. And then he got depressed, revealing that Isolde's persona was fragmented. It had many parts which only Viego knew about. Those of you who are sharp already know that this is foreshadowing. Anyway,
Okay.
Viego looked at the mirror, and it glowed with light in response. But at the same time, a tiny light also shined inside Senna. This was because even though Viego ripped Isolde's soul out of Senna, a tiny piece of Isolde still clung onto her, refusing to give up. Nor Senna nor Viego knew how this was possible, but Viego didn't want to waste time finding out.
Yeah.
So once again, he reached out and tried to draw the tiny piece of his queen out of Senna. The Sentinels then started firing at him, but it only made Viego pull with more strength.
It's just get angrier.
Viego simply couldn't get her out. That's when Gwen popped out of her hiding, only to pull Senna back inside the hallowed mist with her. While outside, Viego was confused at Senna's sudden disappearance. Inside, Senna was mad at Gwen because even though they were safe, that was their chance to stop him. Viego then turned toward Rookie to ask him to serve the ruined king of Kamavor and reveal where Senna was hiding. Of course, no matter the dialogue option, Rookie refuses to help, and that sent Viego into rage. Under the Sentinel's fire, Viego lost his patience, and he simply left using his mist, with the mirror in his hand. Moments later, the mist seeped into the building, and everything started to collapse. Thankfully, everyone made it out alive before the entire Mageseeker compound fell to ruin. Still, Senna was angry at Gwen. She didn't want to hide. But Gwen responded that they had to hide from Viego to protect what was left of the queen, teasing that Gwen herself has a piece of Isolde inside her. But Senna didn't pay that fact too much attention. Anyway, Lucian stepped into
She's
the
too angry.
conversation to agree with Gwen.
Too angry
and
to make sense.
asked Rookie to back him up. But while everyone was trying to convince Senna that hiding was the right choice, Vayne alerted the others that she had found Viego in the city's courtyard. The group tried to catch him, but he was simply too fast inside his mist. Shooting off a big chunk of the mist in front of him, Senna was able to cut off Viego's escape. But just as the group cornered Viego, Shyvana returned. Being a monster hunter, Vayne didn't...
I'm sorry, but like, there's no way you cornered Viego. You couldn't do shit to him there. Can't do shit to him now. You didn't corner shit. And also, if Gwen was there again, she saw Viego. How come she hid the first time but not this time?
didn't hesitate to, but all that did was make Shyvana transform into a dragon.
Yay.
After a grueling fight, which happens in the background as you grind games,
Yeah.
the Sentinels finally managed to bring Shyvana down, as she transformed back into her human form. They knew she was still alive though, and so Vayne came in for the kill, but Senna stopped her. She explained that Shyvana didn't know what she was doing. She was under
Vayne doesn't care, she just wants to kill.
so instead, it would be better to lock her by the Mageseekers until things return to normal. I am sure Shyvana will appreciate that. After realizing that Viego finally left the city, there was nothing else to do in Demacia. And so, Senna ordered Rookie to fire
Where's Lux and Garen?
and take them back to the
Where's everyone actually?
but not before Vayne volunteered to come with them. Mostly because she wanted to take down Viego too, but also because she realized her silver bolts were useless, and she wanted to try a sentinel weapon in a crossbow form. And with that, they all left. The scene that comes to Vayne finishing her sentinel vow. According to Rookie's journal, this is happening 4 days after the Demacian chapter began. After that, Gwen and Vayne leave to get Vayne her new equipment, and that leaves Lucian and Senna to reflect on what has happened. Senna couldn't believe that a piece of Isolde was still with her, even if it was just a whisper. And that whisper seemed to tell Senna to fight Viego and win. That's when Gwen returned, and she presented the new Vayne to
Hey, Vayne 2.0.
revealed that Gwen gave her a haircut. So now, with a new Sentinel by their side, the team returns to the map, ready to get back on Viego's trail.
Okay.
But meanwhile, far across Runeterra, this chapter ends with one last massive reveal.
Okay.
Viego confirmed that the mirror was indeed just one fraction of his queen.
Yeah.
And there were many more
Obviously.
pieces still out there. Thresh approached him, telling him that his victory was near and that he was ready to help. But Viego waved him off.
Get the fuck out of here.
He didn't need Thresh's help. Not since his new advisor spread his mist all across Runeterra. And of course, this new advisor was Vex, the upcoming Yordle champion, who's helping Viego because unlike the other Yordles, she just enjoys misery. And without her help,
But she wants to die.
wouldn't be even happening. However, as
Really?
Viego reveled, his throne room swelled with potent black mist, and in the rear of the room, unseen by the king, Thresh siphoned the souls from the mist, with curious results.
Okay.
And with this awesome cliffhanger, the first chapter ends. I'm not going to lie, this was quite a bit longer than I expected. But really, the point of the first chapter was to introduce us to what was happening, and give us tiny teasers as to where this event will go next. So in summary, here's what we learned. The Sentinel headquarters...
Oh, Lucian can do jokes, nice.
To the west. Viego is traveling around Runeterra to gather fragmented pieces of Isolde, one of which is inside Senna. But curiously enough, the piece inside Senna is telling her to fight Viego, which means that Isolde has some kind of a personal reason why she wants to go against him. Viego also teased that the different pieces are fragments of her persona, which means that now it is really possible for someone like Yorick to also carry a piece of Isolde with him, though in his case he was probably unlucky, and he's carrying all of Isolde's evil traits around. That could be why the Maiden of the Mist seems to be bad. And lastly, at the end, we learned that Vex is helping Viego because she doesn't like the shiny world around her. And while Viego is not looking, Thresh is draining the souls from the black mist. And this is an awesome reveal. Because you see, Viego doesn't care about the souls of the dead that get absorbed by the mist. All he cares about is using the mist for transportation. He just wants to piece Isolde back together. So this gives Thresh the opportunity to take advantage of it. But from this alone, it seems like Thresh wants to be the next king of the dead. Or if not that, he just wants to revel in the ultimate torment of the world. So it seems like Thresh is using Viego's desperation to spread the mist around, so that his followers such as Hecarim can slaughter the living, and so Thresh can steal their souls. Perhaps that was Thresh's plan the entire time. That could be why Thresh was portrayed as if he was plotting something during the entire comic. And as a side effect, it seems like the souls are giving Thresh back his humanity. So, I know that there are people who don't like the unbound Thresh, but by the end of this event, it seems like that skin will have a really good canon story. Who knows, maybe Thresh gets to compete with Mordekaiser.
Be more interesting if Thresh somehow takes control of Viego's. It wouldn't make sense though because of the champion skills, right? How would it even make sense for Thresh? Well, in that case, Thresh could become a raid boss then. If he becomes stronger than wow. Viego. Jesus Christ. He becomes stronger than Viego. Somehow. By absorbing a lot of the souls. I can see Thresh being a Kel'Thuzad boss, though. Like a type of a Kel'Thuzad. And Viego would be more of a Lich King, I guess. But, yeah. That's cool shit. Let's go to the next one.